Hi. So in today's lesson, I want to learn about motion. And the first thing we're going to start with is what is motion? Motion can be defined as the change in position of a body with respect to time. So this is the definition for motion. So motion can be defined as a change in position of a body with respect to time. And we have different types of motion. So the first type of motion we're going to look at is random motion. So what is random motion? Random motion is when objects move irregularly. They just move irregularly, randomly. They really don't have an orientation. They really don't have a preferred direction at which they move. They just move anyhow. So examples of such kind of motion is Brownian motion. So Brownian motion, when particles are suspended in water, let's say. So the particles just move randomly. So particles move randomly in the water. So that's an example of random motion. Or smoke in the air. Smoke in the air just keeps going and don't really have a direction. So these are examples of random motion. Then another type of motion that we want to look at today is the translational motion. So the translational motion involves is when rigid objects move from one point to another in space without rotating. So they just move, but they move from, let's say, point A to point B without rotating. They just rigidly move. Example of that would be a block of wood sliding on an inclined plane. So you're moving from point A to point B. So the block just slide over the plane. So that movement from A to B is called translational motion. So it's not rotating, it's sliding. So that's an example of a translational motion. Or an object or a ball being thrown from an height coming down, or being thrown up going up, so without rotating. So these are just examples of translational motion. So they change in position. Let's say this is point A and this is point B and this is point C. So the ball can either go from point A to point B, or from B to A, or from B to A, or A to C, or even C to B. So but they are not the ball is not rotating. All right, so let's look at another kind. We have the rotational motion. So this actually involves that object in the cell, the body is actually moving. So it actually involves motion of a body in a circle about its center or axis. So this is when objects move about in their axis. So let's say the rotation of the earth. Let's say this is the earth. So the earth is rotating along its axis. So the earth is rotating along its axis. So just rotating along its axis. Another example would be that the blade of a fan, the blade of a fan, blades then, so they are moving. This is the center, this is the axis at which they are moving from. So they're just rotating in that direction. Then we have the wheels of a moving car. The wheels of a moving car. Oh. The wheels of a moving car. I hope I draw this very well. Okay, so the car wheels are moving. They are rotating in that direction. So they are rotating in that direction, and so the car moves. So these are examples of rotational motion. Let's see another example. Let's see another type of motion. This we call this oscillatory motion slash vibratory motion. Vibratory motion. I hope I get the spelling properly. Vibratory motion. Yep. Vibratory motion. So, and this is a to and fro movement of the body at regular time interval. So the to and fro movement of a body at regular time interval. Another a perfect example for that is a simple pendulum. So simple pendulum is like this, then it goes to and fro. So it goes to and fro. So just keep swinging up, down, left, right, left, right, left, right, and so they do that at regular time interval. Another example is vibrating of mass on a spring. So let's see. Oh, I didn't draw that very well. So you take the mass down, then you just keep going up down till you when you put a mass on this spring, the object will go up down up down up down up down up down up down. So this is a vibratory motion. Or when you pluck the string of a guitar, the string of a guitar just goes on the string of the guitar goes up, bam 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 bam. So when you pluck it, it just goes bam, 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 bam. So that to and fro, up and down movement of the string is what we call the vibratory motion. So and sometimes you used to have the combination of these types of motion. Example, if you are sliding, for example, if you are sliding a spherical ball on an inclined plane. Now, the ball is going to be observing rotational motion as it comes down. It's going to be observing rotational motion. At the same time, it's going to be observing translational motion. Another example is the sun. This is the sun. Then you have the earth revolving You have the earth revolving around the sun rather. You have the earth revolving around the sun. Then you have the sun, the earth again, rotating along its axis. So as it rotates along its axis, it's also revolving around the sun. So that's two kinds of motion. And if you look at the case of the car as well, the case of the car, so as the car is rotating, in this direction, the wheel of the car is rotating in this direction, the car is moving forward. So this is translational and this is rotational. So there are cases where you combine two kinds of motion to to change position. All right, good. So these are the kinds of motion that we have. So in our next video, we'll be looking at the concept of position and distance.